In this video, I'm going to talk about how to write a marketing plan for an event. It's Tobey from Training Business Pros. Thanks for joining me. It just so happens that I'm in the middle of marketing a conference right now. So this is very timely. And just like conferences that I've marketed before, or any product for that matter, there is a series of 7 things that you absolutely must do from a marketing perspective to make that event successful. And I'm going to talk about those 7 things. Every single one of them is super important. You're going to want to hear what they all are, so stick around to the end. Let's get started right now. Okay, so today we're talking about how to write a marketing plan for an event. So instead of just writing it from scratch and thinking things up, here's how to go about it. There are 7 things. They come in order. Let's start with number 1. Number 1 is pretty simple, but it's super important. Pick a launch date. And that is definitely well before the conference. So by launch date, I mean, when is the event? And then count back a bit and create a day when tickets go on sale. Now, if you don't do this, what's going to happen is you'll fumble around trying to figure out, as you get closer and closer to the date, how to sell tickets, how to sell tickets, how to sell tickets. And I've been hawking tickets my entire life for various things, for music concerts and other productions and events is what really we're talking about. So it doesn't really matter what the event is. You got to pick a date because everything counts back from that date, and you'll learn why momentarily. Number 2, decide on your tiered pricing structure. And by tiered pricing, I mean this. You should have an early bird. That's the people that buy their tickets right away when they go on sale. Once you're sold out of those, then you move up to the second tiered pricing. Once you're done with those, the last week or even 2 weeks before the event, tickets are rare, hard to find, and they go up significantly in price. In addition to that, decide if there are other add-ons to the conference or event that I could pay extra for, bonuses. So I could get invited to this VIP thing. How much extra do I have to pay for that? So you must decide all of that up front, because that tells you exactly what you're going to write in your content when you do your marketing. Okay, number 3. And number 3 is far more important than anything else. They're all important, but this one is really the kicker. Gather, consolidate, and tag all of your mailing lists appropriately. So the money's always been in the list. It will always be in the list. Hopefully you've got one to start with. If you don't have a mailing list, in other words, email addresses or texts, then you're kind of like up against the wall. Now, if you have their address and you want to do some snail mail, that's okay too, but it's really built around email and text messaging, marketing. And the money's always been in that list. So the more you know about that list, for example, and you should segment it based on people who've been active recently on your list, based on other promotions that you've sent. They should be marked appropriately in terms of, are they unengaged marketable or engaged marketable? Those different types of things, because that tells you which lists you should mail first and how to judge the click-through rates and the purchase rates. Okay, so the cost per acquisition on sending out those emails. If you again, do not have a mailing list, then you're going to have to seek one elsewhere, because without it, it's very, very difficult. If you think that it's a new event and you don't have a target audience that are used to listening to you or hearing from you, then it becomes far more difficult, and you have to work with other people, which is moving on to number 4. You have to develop an affiliate strategy. So an affiliate is someone who sends out your marketing messages on your behalf with their affiliate code, and they get paid a percentage of any sales based on those click-throughs. So what you need to do with affiliates is not only find them, but you have to develop what's called an affiliate toolbox so that they have the appropriate resources in order to send out or market based on your recommendations. In other words, content for their website, some pre-designed Facebook images that they can use on their Facebook pages, those types of things, or their Facebook accounts. So an affiliate toolbox is super important because if you leave it up to the affiliates to decide what to do, it's very likely they're not going to do much. They don't really want to think too hard about it because they don't know your event as well as you do. And you don't want to have to rely on them to discover the inside advantage of your event, which likely you're the only one that knows. So get your affiliate lists together, create an affiliate toolbox, and then really start reaching out. And one affiliate might know another, and just basically hunt down those affiliates in the community and make sure that you can get them on board and incentivize them enough by commissions in order to market on your behalf. Okay, number 5. Here's the real kicker. Put together a 7-day launch sequence. This is probably one of the smarter things you'll ever do to market an event. So 7 days basically is for the affiliate lists and your own mailing lists. You're going to count back 7 days from the launch date. And on day 1, you're going to start emailing them and letting them know that things are coming. Don't tell them all the details. Keep it back. Hold things back. Don't give them everything up front. Build some curiosity. So day 1, hey, we're working on something. We wanted you to know that it's super special. We haven't got all the details yet, but we'll get back to you tomorrow with some more details as things start to unfold. Day 2, hey, we had a meeting with the team yesterday. We've decided that we're going to put on an event on this date. I don't have all of the particulars and all the speakers and everything wrapped up yet, but I'm working on it and the team is working on it. We'll get back to you tomorrow with some more information and we'll start talking about ticket pricing and specials and things like that. So little by little over the 7 days, you're warming them up. And I get it. People say, oh my God, I'm going to email people every single day for 7 days. Yes, because the people that unsubscribe to that, that's not your clients. Don't worry too much about that. We've done this with literally raw dog food companies where we gave away a free dog bowl. And for sending 7 emails, we not only got rid of every single dog bowl in the first day of the launch day, we had to go and order an entire other container full of dog bowls in order to fulfill all the promises that we made people. So it went crazy. So that's what I mean by 7-day launch. And if you don't know how to write one of those, I think you should learn. I'm thinking about putting together a video about that. And maybe I'll post a link below at some point where you can go and get an outline of that 7-day launch sequence because it's super important. It's worked very well for us for not only events, but products and services. And it's just fantastic. So it works really well. Get yourself a 7-day launch sequence. Okay, number 6, optimize your CRM, customer relationship management software. And of course, you can't do any of this without that. Optimize it for maximum follow-up. So that means that just like the 7-day launch sequence, you're going to send them 7 emails. You're not going to send them 1. You're going to send them day after day. And you have to optimize your CRM in order to do that. For example, if there's a link in a specific email that says, put me in the VIP line, it must automatically put them in the VIP line for some bonus or discount and make sure that that's only for 25 people. So the whole concept of marketing is fear of missing out. They really want to feel special and be in the short line. Give them the opportunity to be in the short line. So your CRM must be optimized in order to pull people from that launch sequence and put them in the special launch sequence over here. You might have to pay a little bit more money to do that, but I guarantee you there will be a lot of people that do that. It's the whole good, better, best plan. Okay, so the CRM, again, if you're using ActiveCampaign or MailChimp or Infusionsoft or Groundhog, which is self-hosted CRM, I'm going to recommend that if you have a WordPress website. No matter which one you're using, you have to optimize that properly. If you don't know how to do that, get some expert advice. I've got some videos on this channel that talk about how to maximize the potential of your CRM. You might want to check some of those out. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about is creating a fulfillment onboarding sequence for purchasers. So this is likely the area of sales and fulfillment that you're going to make a lot of money. You just don't know it yet. So as soon as somebody purchases a ticket to your event, you have a golden opportunity, not just to make sure that they understand what they're getting and how to access that. In other words, how do I get into this thing? Where am I supposed to go? Whatever the 5W1H formula is that you need to share. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Answer all of those questions. So yeah, you need to do that to make it a good user experience. But in addition to that, what you can do is you can now leverage that person to sell more tickets. In other words, give them a tell a friend email. Say, hey, if you shoot this over to your friend and 2 of them buy a ticket, we'll give you another one for free, or we'll refund your ticket, or we'll give you some bonus at the event. So leverage the people that have already decided to come to reach their audience by incentivizing that conversation. So that's what I mean by a fulfillment onboarding campaign. Not just to help them figure out what to do next, but also how to help you market the event. So there's 7 things that absolutely need to be part of your marketing plan for your next event. If you have any questions or comments about any of this and you want to drill down on any one of the 7, please ask the question below and I'll be sure to get back to you with an answer, and I may even make a video about it. Thanks so much for your time.